I wanted to make a hat with embroidered sheer fabric and looked for embroidered organza fabric online, but I couldn't find any that I liked. But instead I found a lot of embroidered nettings, and I thought I would try to make it work with netting. As you can see, this netting does not have a lot of body, which means that it's very soft and drapey. I also bought this stiff tulle scrap from a local thrift store. I think it's cut out from the inner structure of a formal dress. I'm going to flatline or underline the embroidered netting with this stiff tulle, which means that you layer the two fabrics together and treat them as one layer. This way I can keep the transparency of the pretty embroidered netting and make the hat with more structure. First, I laid the stiff tulle over my cutting mat. And put the embroidered netting over it. I'm going to use my Tulip hat pattern. You can download it for free from my website. The link is in the description box below. Look at the pattern on the stiff tulle and align it with the straight line of your cutting mat or the edge of your table to keep the grain of the fabric straight. Align the arrow on the pattern with the grain of the fabric and cut out 6 of the same pieces. I added a ½ inch to the hem of the hat for seam allowances. You can make a hat with bigger brims by adding more inches here in the same way. After removing the weights, I placed some pins to keep the two layers together. Pin through the embroidered area so that pins won't shift around. Since I'm not going to worry about the pattern matching in this project, I flipped the pattern to save the fabric. But keep the grain of the fabric straight. I cut out 6 pieces of double layers. Don't take out the pins yet. Sew around the edge of each piece. You can serge the seam allowances inside, but I decided to wrap them with seams grate. This is my #1 notion when it comes to sewing sheer fabric. I trimmed the seam allowances just a little to make the edge smooth, and wrap the seam allowance with seams grate and pin the beginning. You can also pin all the way down if that's more comfortable for you, but you can also wrap as you go. I used regular zigzag stitch for this. When I came to the curve of the hat, I made a couple of notches to release the tension. I pulled the curved seam allowance straight before wrapping with seams grate. My sheared tulip hat is complete. I think it came out light and airy, holding its shape without any extra weight. The great thing about this hat is that you can throw it in your bag and it springs back to its shape when you take it out of your bag. It might not protect you from the sun so much, but it's a great on-the-go coverage for your bad hair day. Thank you so much for watching. It would be great if you could give me a like. Have a great day. Bye!